Hello, my name is Jakub Growiec and I'm a professor of economics. I am specializing in economic growth theory. So over the years I've been writing papers about issues related to mechanisms and sources of growth, including technological change and human capital. Recently, I got interested in new mechanisms of growth in the age of artificial intelligence. I would like to explain new megatrends, including shifts in income inequality, factor shares, and firms' markups. I'm making the observation that it's not just ideas, as Paul Romer would say, but it's all information that is in fact non-rivalrous. And so the revolution that we're observing in terms of processing and communication of information is taking place in an area of non-rivalrous goods. I also think that automation has the potential to disrupt the economy, especially if it is full automation. So if certain processes are fully automated, so they can be effected without any human input. And I think that the progress that we're observing in terms of artificial intelligence makes this quite a likely possibility, especially if we would see artificial intelligence entering the R&D process, the process of creation of new ideas, then we would possibly see a massive acceleration of technological progress. Recently, I've written 3 papers and a draft of a book that I haven't yet published on the theme of what I call hardware-software model. It is a new view on the production processes and sources of economic growth over the long run, where I characterize factors of production differently to what it has been done routinely in economics for the last decades. The split is orthogonal to what has been typically made. So instead of looking at capital and labor, I'm looking at hardware and software, both of which have elements of capital and have elements of labor. My hope with the ICA, Intercontinental Academia, is to forge new links to brilliant researchers, as we see in the lineup. I would like to learn more about the amazing recent progress in artificial intelligence, how disruptive it is, and what impacts it may have on the economy as well as what kind of ethical and societal challenges it may pose. I would be happy to contribute my ideas as topics for discussion beyond economics. I think economists should be more eager to enter interdisciplinary discussions on the underpinnings and consequences of artificial intelligence entering our economy and society at a very broad scale. For example, there is a discussion among economists whether ideas are getting harder to find. That is, what is behind the fact that if we look at a term we call total factor productivity, that is productivity excluding the input of all productive factors, there is a slowdown in growth in total factor productivity since, well, we don't know exactly, but maybe 1980s, 1990s. And so the discussion is open, and there is a camp that says that, well, it may be with us to stay for the next decades, and therefore we can expect a secular stagnation. On the other hand, there is another camp that says that this is probably just transitory, and it pertains to the episode in history where we are adapting to the new realities of the digital era, when we are adapting to our economy to the new technologies that are being discovered, in particular including algorithms of artificial intelligence. If you look at the debate through the lens of my hardware-software model, you would most likely side with the second camp. It shows you how important it could be that machines, in particular digital computers, are actually gaining the capability to learn, and that means that they could be more and more substitutable with human cognitive work. So I think that more and more processes could be subject to full automation to being able to operate without any human input, and that would have disruptive and very far-reaching consequences for the economy, including a potential reversal in the trend of TFP growth. Okay, whether that would happen and whether TFP growth would start growing at a pace in line with the pace of growth of total data processing power in the world. Okay, this is unknown. We don't know. In particular, there is a question whether the way we measure GDP, okay, the way we measure output, is well suited to the digital economy. That's another open question. But it's clear to me that there is a lot to learn from the new evidence on artificial intelligence and in the way it can complement and substitute human inputs, in particular in demanding cognitive tasks.